Welcome guys. Good afternoon. It's 1:49 Eastern Time. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Today's stream is interesting, bro. We're getting straight into it with, um, how one can look at themselves as their own bank. And, this is an interesting topic today. So I actually want to capture it I put these little slides together. Let me just get out of the kind of the ratio of the screen so you guys can see me talking to you with the slides on the screen, right? So obviously the public portfolios open up on Robinhood in the background. The road from 1K to 10K is on point. It's currently 8,400, but we can get into it in a bit. I want to just talk to some people. If you're new to this part of my channel, this segment is focused on if you're a newbie, an amateur, a beginner, whatever you want to brand yourself. This is basically saying that, guys, this is how I would do it if I was starting fresh, right? And the reason that I'm sharing this portfolio with you on Robinhood, the public one I'm sharing full transparency, is to show people that don't get overwhelmed with if this was 100,000 or 800,000 or a million or 2 million, right? You can start small and you can actually create income, wealth, gains for yourself by following the right companies, the right brands, and I'll get more into it when we discuss more. But my focus with these, why I'm saying you are your own bank, is because if you look at yourself, if I could go back in time, right? First of all, disclaimer. I'm not a financial certified advisor of any sort. I've been investing in the stock market since 2015 and I'm still investing in it and it's a long-term goal for me, right? I'm not doing any sort of changes. I'm in the long term, so I'm not here for the short term. That's what I'm saying when it comes to changes, right? I'm not buying and selling when I get a gain or this and that. Do I take profits? Yes. Do I have a certain time where I take profits and what does that looks like? Yes, I do. I have my own game plan, my own goals, but I'm not in the. I used to do trading. I used to be in forex, puts, calls, options. It's not for me. It's not for me. And that if it works for you, it works for you. This is how a beginner joins into the investing journey for that person because of a compounding interest, right? So if I had kids, I would. Yes, if I bought them Nikes or Apple phones or iPhones, whatever, right? I would also give them a stock in a company on their birthdays or every now and then put money so it compounds. And the ETFs, the S&P 500, VOO, so if you're new to the exactly the title says, like if your mindset and you want to be a new beginner to this game, welcome. So this part of my channel, this segment where I go live, is only about talking about to the current people who want to get into the game of investing for their benefit for the long term. So we are here to create millionaires, multimillionaires, and so on, right? Without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to get into the public portfolio in a bit on Robinhood and what's our strategy going ahead. But I wanted to talk to you guys about why I say you are your own bank, because in a day and age, everyone's making some sort of dollars, right? Or money wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome. So if you're making money, right, and then you're spending the money, right, which is your money, and then at times, and I've been through this, right, there have been people, and full transfer, there have been people where I've gone to in my life and I said, bro, like I need some help. Unfortunately, I can't do this for now, whether it's a bill or I'm in a fix, and I've asked for help. Can you give me a loan? I'll pay back in interest, or some of my friends back then just gave it to me as a loan or whatever, and there have been times in my life where I've done the same for people. Now, first of all, I wish I didn't, you know, let me tell you this. I've never taken a loan from a friend to buy a materialistic item or to pay rent or to, you know what I'm saying? When I took a loan from a friend, there was a time where I didn't have the money for the issue, the bad situation I was in. Let's just put it at that, right? So I could give you an example, but this is just an example. It's not a factual information. So let's just say I'm just giving you what the alignment of a bad example would be. I would ask for help if I was going through an operation. I would ask for help if a family member, like my mom or dad, for example, or brother needed it and I couldn't come up with the cash, right? Now, I'm born in the 80s. I wish I started investing way early in my life because right now I'm trying to aim to create generational wealth where I can take care of all my family members and everything. Am I on track? 100%. Am I there yet? Nowhere close. But I know with the years I have on the planet left, even if I go before I hit my goals, my beneficiary is my wife, right? So the point I'm trying to say, bro, like make decisions now. If you're in your 20s and you're watching this, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on, bro, like we are on track. You know, your investing journey starts today. Whether you didn't do it yesterday or tomorrow, it starts today. So we are all our own banks, and based on those examples that I've shared with you, in my opinion, these are why I say we are on our own bank. Today, if you keep your money in your bank's lending it out. For example, it would lend it out for me if I need to take a credit card from that bank. It would give me a credit line. So your money is literally making the bank rich. If you have a high savings account in a bank, you know you're probably getting like three, four. I don't think any US banks is giving five at this point in time, but there are other apps and platforms like Moomoo, my link below, it gives you up to 8.1, and you got to read the fine print because there are fine print, but it advertises itself as 8.1. Galaxy One, where I saw them at Consensus, they're basically giving you 8% on your high if your money just sat there uninvested, right? So this is what I mean. Like we are all our own banks. Do we literally? But banks are growing their money, right? So every time they lend it out to someone, they're giving interest. So how are we making money? And that's just one example of a bank making money. There's so many several ways a bank makes money with fees, and you know you need a minimum of this amount, or you need to your salary has to be of this. So you see what I'm saying? So they're lending it out as well. Now, are we taking that same concept and like copy pasting into our ecosystem is the question, right? And like I'm saying, having invested in the market since 2015, I've learned a thing or two that how one can trigger your mindset to think differently to achieve certain goals that you want to achieve, right? With your income, with your wealth, where you know, so when you become and you have a family and you know you become or you come to a stage in your life where like bro you don't need to ask for help, you know, because you've got this extra bag cooking, you know. Scared money doesn't make money. If your money isn't working for you, it's as good as dead money. Have I taken losses in the market? 100%. Have I made gains? 100%. But my losses aren't as big as my gains. So yes, when I take losses, I write off as taxes, blah blah blah, and then my gains are equal out at times, you know. But obviously, the gains are more powerful than the losses. So you want to do your DD. What's DD? Your due diligence in companies with research. Today's fingertips, at our fingertips, we have control to phones, AI, you know, all the like our phones are literally living on our fingertips, right? So make sure you're tapping into the right information out there, looking at ways, not just believing a guy just with a guy with a hat on YouTube talking about this, but whoever, bro, like whoever your circle is your circle. So what that means is basically your network is your net worth, right? So surround yourself with winners. Make sure you're in the right path. Don't get lost. Don't get confused. And let's get into it. So, like I said, you're your own bank, starting young, bro. If you're in your 20s again and you're watching this, or you're in your late teens, if you're 18 and above, bro, like and you listen to it, like tell your parents, bro, or tell your aunties, uncles, or whoever your siblings if they're older than you, that if you buy me an iPhone, if you buy me Nike, whatever it may be, bro, if you're giving me an Uber gift card or something, I don't know if that even works, you know, guide me into stocks. If they're not in stocks, I hope this video kind of directs you, navigates you, you know, kind of holds your hand and shows you a door that like this is how it is, right? And these companies like Uber and stuff that I'm naming, Johnson Johnson's, Cheesecake Factory, SoFi, Apple's, Amazon, Tesla, whether you believe in who runs a company or not, I'm here to make money, right? I'm not here into knowing what's happening behind end because if I don't support a company or brand to make me rich in terms of like, see what I'm saying is like, if I invest in Amazon and Tesla and I was about to say Elon, but if I invest in these companies, Apple and stuff, right? Yes, the CEO might be wrong in some beliefs as example, but then there's like 20, 30, 40,000 other employees working for this company. They all have to feed their families, pay their bills. You see what I'm saying? And I'm doing the same. I'm trying to my beliefs and views on life, and this is just my opinion, my perspective. Like, I'm basically making my money help my family. That's my priority, right? Help myself. That's my priority. If I make enough money, I can help others who are unfortunate. And these are my goals, right? So when there are certain people in my life that I meet and they're like, yo, we don't like the fundamentals, we don't like beliefs. And I'm like, bro, but this stock makes you money, right? With that money, you can do good, right? You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not trying to change your narrative. The idea of this stream is basically to help you guys correct your mindset and come to it, you know. So that's all, bro. Just be open minded, be ready to listen to what I'm about to say, stuff like that. And yeah, let's get into it. So it's never too late to start, even if it's a small amount, bro. This is why I have this account right here to show you guys, a public account, right? Now, I'm not here to brag or whatever, right? But my private portfolio has been cooking since 2015. I started this portfolio literally like a couple of months ago. You can go back and watch the streams and see what the dollar value was. This account was like, domain, it was like doing nothing. It was like I showed someone how to buy XRP once in March last year on Robinhood, and then I showed some more people how to buy ETFs and nothing. So if you go to the stocks on this, it's literally like, again, this is a because the beginner, it's a small amount, right? And I'm trying to say, like, guys, when you're young, obviously you're not making bank. Some people are still not making bank today, whether they're 40s, 50s, 30s, 60s, whatever, bro. What I'm trying to say, with small amount, the small daily investments, like if you're buying coffee, bro, like $5, $4 out there, you know, try 1 or 2 days in a week as a trial to make coffee at home or whatever and take it to work in a like recyclable cup or whatever you want to do and buy some stock with that. You can buy fractional shares. And you guys who are new, and if you're watching, the fractional shares are like, I'll show you right now, are like small amounts of a company. So for example, if I was gonna buy American Express, right? American Express right now is $311 and some change, right? In this public portfolio, there's only $90. You're like, hey Jeremy, how'd you do that when the stock is 311, right? Because you can buy fractional shares. So right now, I'm down some stuff. I have about, just to show you an example, right? So we're gonna buy like a fractional share, and we can buy $1, right? We can buy 1.25. All I gotta hit, like I have $20 in this account, cash. I'm like, yo, swipe up, and that's a fractional share, lives to you guys, right? That's how you do it. So I just wanted to show you, and now we have 92. See what I'm saying? So that's what fractional shares are, right? Now, and don't worry if it's fluctuating. Like you're like, hey, I was just on your stream and it was like 8,400 and I was 893. It is what it is, bro. Like I said, scared money doesn't make money. Will you lose? Yes. Will you win bigger? Yes. If you buy the right companies and do your due diligence, your DDs, your fundamentals. Like I say always in all my streams, I can't advise you what to buy, hold, or sell. You got to do your DDs, look into the companies, teach yourself, educate yourself. Knowledge is key. So make sure you're tapped in with the right people, the right information out there. Have conversation nowadays, about with your people, bro, and ask them like, what are you doing with your money? How are you investing? How are you growing it, right? So again, that's what fractional shares are, right? So you can buy small daily investments that matter to you. Now, you're like, this guy just bought a stock that is like blah, blah, blah. So while talking to you guys, that blah, blah, blah moment literally is gone up like 0.81%, which is nothing because we literally have nothing, but we have something, right? But with certain apps like Robinhood, they give you these stats, how many people are buying, whole, and sell. Now, why am I in American Express? If you're asking yourself, and you're tuning in, bro, I'm in American Express, but I'm personally using American Express. My wife uses it. I use it, right? Now, and I pay them. So some of my cards, I got to pay a fee every year, right? Now I get back that fee. So if you hear wrong or right, my opinion, whatever I pay for the card, which is like $895 or something, my platinum card gives me back. So if you're paying for any cards out there, make sure that you get. I get much more than that fee, and if that overwhelm is a big number for you, bro, like I literally get all of that back and more, probably double the amount or triple the amount back. And when I say triple, like some of the stuff that they throw out for discounts and blah, blah, works in my ecosystem. Might not be suitable for yours, but It works for me. Now, not let's not get into it. So it's now 311 a stock. This status saying 310, right? Um, but I know if I look at the chart and not trading with my heart, first of all, this is what you want to look at as well, which is a PE ratio of a company. In my opinion, if it's at 30, it's alright. It's all right. It's nothing great. Anything 20 and less, bro, you're like getting that stock of that company at a great price. And you can take screenshots, watch this video again, and put into chat, Gemini, whatever you use, Claude, what is the P ratio of a company, how do I look at these things, blah, 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 right? And there's all these chats, all these details chat, like market cap of a company. What is a market cap? That's how big the company is. So they're currently 212 at point some whatever 69 billion worth, right? That's how big American Express is. So 52-week low means basically in the last 52 weeks how low it got. So it's 311 currently right now and 281. So not getting much more into it, but if you don't know what American Express, the Robinhood app tells you American. I'm not affiliated with Robinhood, so I'm just telling you that. If you want my link, if you use my link to open up a Robinhood, I might get like $5. You might get like $5 or $10 or free stock, right? So I'm not affiliated with them. I just use them because it shows all this for you guys. So it's kind of easy process for me to talk to you through it, right? Now, if you go to the charts, and this is why I say don't trade with your heart, trade with the charts. Like 3 months ago, this company was, if you look at on top left, it says open and high. It was 348, which is not great. But if you go back, you keep on going back. If you 1 year ago, if you got into this company, it was at, what are we looking at? It was 281, still nothing major. But if you keep on going back now, like in 2025, 2024. Let's go to 23. Like 2023 in August 4, you can look at the high at 178, the low is 163. Those are the price points that the stock was selling for, right? Right now it's 311, so you can do the math. See what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like over time, and what is DCA is dollar cost averaging. Now, on a company like an individual stock, I don't put DCAs. If I have to start all over again, right? I would now, with the knowledge today, I would like when the company goes down, like in red, depending what the reds are, like over here, like if it went down to, you can see top right of the app, it says low 308, I would buy then. Sum of, like I will put whatever you can put, 10, 20, whatever you're adding. It depends on your budget. So, what I mean? But these are like low points I would be buying, like year, year, year. I like to buy in reds because then when it goes up, right, like year, this red is 307. If you if you zoom out more, 291, amazing. You see what I'm saying? Year to date, this guy looks lower. What's this candle? 291 again. See what I'm saying? So these are the points of accumulating when companies that I consider to my in my public portfolio to be winners, and over time I will build these shares up slowly, slowly. So that's what I mean. Small daily investments matter. Build wealth while you sleep, and this is what happens, right? Because the markets are kind of doing the thing even when you're sleeping. You're going on holiday and stuff, right? Or vacation, whatever you guys want to call it, right? I'm originally from Dubai. I used to call it a holiday. So yeah, living in the US now. So yeah, play the long game. This is not gambling. This is not the lottery. I don't believe in all that stuff, right? You got to do you, boo boo. But this is what I'm doing, right? Right. So let's look at what else. So when I say start investing today, AMD and Amazon, these are just examples of companies that I've been investing in for a long time. Do I have these companies in the public portfolio? I don't think I have Amazon because that's sitting in my thing, but I do have an example of what Amazon stock can do. Now, my bags of Amazon sits in my private portfolios. In the public portfolio right now, as of today, we just made like some pennies, right? Over the last week, we're down. The last 1 month, we're up 6% and change. The last 3 months in the public portfolio is 30%. I'm not going to go back too much. If you want, okay, let's click it 14%. I don't think 1 year ago. So anyway, so last 3 months up 30%, right? So now if you had to put $100, $50, $10, 10,000, you see what I'm saying? 30% up. Now, this public portfolio is for entertainment purposes only. It's just to show you guys, look, I put like a measly amount of, I can even show you. And these are my choice of words, bro. Like all I've put in this account is $15. That's all in Amazon, right? Morningstar is reviewing this. It should be 280. Currently, it's 264. Here you go. 264. Can you see it? Oh no, my bad. One sec. Let me move the screen down. 264. Right? Now, you get all these details online. 0% is selling, 4% hold, 96 buy. Just, as indications to you, right? Now, what I want to tell you, bro. If you buy a company like Amazon, first of all, you who are watching are using Amazon to buy something. If you've not bought something this month, you've bought it, you're gonna buy it, right? They've captured the market. That's a big day. If you're not buying anything on Amazon, someone in your household has bought stuff on Amazon. You see what I'm saying? Someone in your household, maybe you even is selling on Amazon. You're a seller, right? If not, you might be an employee. There's so many ways that one is an Amazon consumer, right? Now, there's buyers and sellers. There's also people who make money on Amazon. How do you make money on Amazon besides being a seller? Is it that you invest in this company? So that $15 is currently $18 and 5.05. So my total return on that, no money in my opinion, has made a 20%. So imagine if you put more money into this. You see what I'm saying? It adds up, compounding, right? And the way that Amazon actually makes most of its money in today's world is the AWS. The Amazon is basically they have these big data storages out here that uh, is is basically companies. For example, like if you're a big company, you need a bigger company to hold all your data, your web cloud storage and all that, right? I'm trying to use, because if you're tuning in, this stream is just for like people who are getting new into investing, who've never been investing, right? And this is like, I want you, it's like a course, bro. Like, you know what I get out of this is basically, like if you're winning with some cash and investing in the correct stock market choices, I'm winning too, right? So everything is ready, available for you guys to read about, what Amazon does, headlines, blah blah blah, what the company is doing. You see what I'm saying? AWS, Amazon Web Services. If you don't know, teach yourself. It's right there, bro. You know, all these details. I'm not trying to get into it now with you because we have other things to talk about. So the next one that I highlighted was AMD. I'm sure all you guys know what AMD is. If you don't know, again, like I say, today's AMD price is $414. This stock in my private portfolio, one of them, which is in Fidelity, is the largest bag of gains besides my ETFs and everything, which I'll explain to you in a minute. But the individual stock is also bigger now than my Apple Play, bigger than my Nvidia Play. So, guys, AMD is like a computer chip, a semiconductor. It tells you everything out here, what it does. If you know what Nvidia is, you know what Intel is. It's basically same sector, right? I've been buying this when it was in the hundreds, right? $100. It's currently 414. So right now, I'm not in this AMD on the public portfolio, but like if I was looking at companies, and if you're thinking to myself, I'm a new investor, everybody's talking about AMD and Nvidia, and I've missed the train. I'm like, bro, you've not missed the train, you've not missed the rocket. These companies have so much room to grow because AI is still so new. Like the way we are using AI today by still prompting is like old school in my opinion. Like we're going to be in a world where when it goes to quantum computers, where we basically don't even need to put prompts anymore, like type in prompts. Bro, I don't want to get too much into it and go like alien mode, but it's coming. You'll see it, right? Now, going back to companies like this, 0% sell, 90% hold, 81% buy. Morningstar says it's 450. We're currently on 414. So, and again, don't trade with your heart, trade with your charts. Year to date, so in Jan, you can see the low was 203. It's currently 400 and something, right? If you got into a year ago, the low is $107. You can look at the top right, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. That's when I started investing into AMD, right? Over the last past year is 260% up. You see what I'm saying? So when I say like time in the market beats timing the market, bro, just get in. If you didn't get in yesterday, get in today, right? And since you are using AI, I'm sure you're using some sort of AI, whether it's homework, whether it's, I don't know, bro, like whatever you're doing, making a decision to buy some gear for your stream, for your PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. You're using AI. So why wouldn't you invest in the AI sector, whether it's semiconductors, whether it's in Apple, Amazon, you see what I'm saying? Put amounts of money, bro. Like if you bought some gear for your, I don't know, for your setup or your tripods or your phones or whatever it may be. If you don't want to, if you're scared, just put like 50, 20, 30, whatever, bro. Like do your own judgments and make this judgment to make you better for the future. So that's what I want to say. Like, don't wait. There's no right and don't say, "Oh, I'll do it in 2 years when I have more money and my job pays me more." Or I'm going to do it in 6 months when I get a promotion. No, bro. Like, if you're spending, if you have no money to put in the market today, bro, you're just spending too much, bro. In my opinion, you're just spending too much, right? Whatever you're doing, you're just spending too much, right? and and this is coming from a guy. If you just tuned in and if you watch the stream again, you'll understand there was a time where I used to take loans and credit cards and not pay and pay fees, and I realized that I was just living like stupidly, right? When I started making good money, like really good money, I was still living stupidly. I didn't have any loans or credit or whatever. It's like I was just going berserk, bro. Like, you know, buying cars left, right, and center and stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter, right? But yeah, this point. So that's what I mean, right? AMD, Amazon, look at these things, bro. Now, in a portfolio, you have to have diversity, right? And you're like, bro, Elf Beauty, like, that's like, what are you talking about, bro? You're now saying tech, we all go in tech and this. Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that over the years, since I've been investing since 2015, my portfolios have been quite war, recession, pandemic kind of proof because I'm not just if the tech bubble blows like pops, everything that in tech, even the S&P 500 because they're so heavily invested in these tech companies, the Max 7s and stuff, they all take the beating the first and it draws the whole thing down. However, someone again in your household is shopping on Elf Beauty. Why Elf Beauty? Because this company makes price points of these great products, in my opinion, where your mom, your sister, your cousin sister, your aunties, your grandmother, they're buying products from this company, right? Because of the price points, and they're ready available in most stores. So if you walk into whatever, bro, like for example, Sephora or something, they're selling Elf Beauty, right? So Elf Beauty is a winner. Do we have it in the public portfolio? No, but this part of this stream is basically showing you if I was starting fresh, bro, this is what I've been buying. Now I have Elf Beauty chilling, bro, like in my private portfolio because the bags are there. Okay. And you know what? We might have some amount in Elf Beauty here. Like, see what I mean? Down 22. Now you're like, oh shit, you're in the red. Yeah, I'm in the red, bro. Because I'm demonstrating in lifetime, in real time. Like, you can go down. But I've seen my gains in the private portfolio of this company, right? This portfolio is to show you guys how it's done, how to buy stock, how to invest in companies for the long term, not for the short term, right? Now, I'm buying this company only because I've seen it perform in my private portfolio. Is it going to perform even further? 100%. Like I said, no matter what stuff goes digital, people jobs losing to AI and stuff, there's certain things that one needs to be presentable. When you go out for a party or you go out wherever you go out, and if you're in that space of using these products, you're going to use that product, bro. And you know what I mean? I gave you the examples of your moms, your sisters using this. So, guys, you got to be diverse, right? Even if you see, like, see, 0% are selling this stock, right? Although it's down, people are buying it, right? And like I said, I'm in the long term. So I can see this company going next. Sorry for the siren, bro. Some shit's happening here. It's crazy. So they're not coming for me. Relax. So 60, 70, 80, 90, that's where I see top hundreds, north of 100. I see this company going. You go back in time. Let's go back 5 years ago, right? This company hit the highest it's ever hit is $221 if you can see up, right? So This was 2024. And why is this downturn happening? Bro, this could be a lot of stuff. Lot of stuff. It could be like, I'm just giving you examples. It could be tariffs back, a couple of months ago. It could be change in CEOs. It could be, these are just examples, right? But because I see it right now on a period of a sale, I'm buying it. That's how it is, right? They also like if you know this brand Road by Justin's wife, Haley Bieber now, they bought it, bro. They bought that company, right? So if you look here, Elf Beauty, some news, falls 2% and some change from Friday. Analysts downgraded cautious earnings. You look at all this stuff. I'm like, cool, bro. Like, but if you really start digging everywhere about this company and you learn and you speak to the right people, you know, I'm lucky. I'm in rooms where people are like 5 million, 10 million, 40 million rich, and they're like, bro, like they see things that I'm not in. And why am I in these rooms? Because they see things that in me that I bring to the table that they're not in. You see what I'm saying? So because I come from a different part of the world where I've worked for like, the corporate America brands, everyone, this is what I mean, your network is your net worth. So like because certain people in my life open doors for me, I open doors for those people as well. It's not tit for tat or whatever, but it just comes authentic, natural, organic, right? And I want everyone to win because the more we win as humanity, we all can do better, right? Now, obviously, some people get mega rich and might not do anything good, but there will come a time where everyone kind of would do something good for someone or some people or charity or stuff, right? And that's where my headspace is. So, what I'm trying to say, guys, have a diverse portfolio, right? Now, everybody needs one of these. What is this? This is VO. This is an ETF. Let me just pull this up. Give me a sec. There we go. So what is an ETF? An ETF basically stands for exchange traded fund. Um, and what it does is basically like a company like VOO. Basically, let me just show you here. Okay. VOO stands for Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Currently, the ETF for one share is 675.20. Right? Now, it even tells you the fund is passively managed to hold large cap US stocks selected by an S&P committee. The listed name is exactly what I said. And these are the sectors that is ETF. So, like, if you don't want to go out and buy Amazon, you don't want to go buy AMD, you don't want to go buy Elf Beauty, right? If I was starting today, new, and also my private portfolio, my Fidelities, my Mumus, my V Bulls, they all are sitting on ETFs as the biggest portion of my portfolio. So my ETFs are between 70 to 80%, and 20% is all the other companies, the individual stock. Another reason is like, diverse. The portfolio is diverse because although technology is 35%, hold on, was I talking about all this and you guys didn't see it? So let me pull this back down. Okay, let's just minimize this for now. Give me a sec. Right? So, damn, bro. That was getting covered. But it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. So let's just carry on with the stream. So, what is in this fund? I'll go back to it. I'll walk back through it with you guys as well. So, what's in this ETF? Technology 35.67, financial service 11.64, 11.24, and then so on, right? So if you it's in tech, it's in financial services, consumer, healthcare, industrials, energy, and it goes real estate. Top 10 holdings, it tells you what companies are in. Again, like it's mainly the Mag 7, but there's other companies that when you go into the details, you put it on Claude, you put it on whatever you use, it'll tell you, right? So these are what ETFs. So you don't have to go out and chase to buy everybody, all these companies. You can just start. And my strong opinion, disclaimer, I'm not a financial certified advisor, but I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. But what I've been buying are ETFs, and it's been making me bank, right? Not crazy bang, but like for example, there's $485 here. Out of that $485, we've made $34. So, you know, 7% up in an ETF. So yeah, that's what an ETF, right? Now, obviously, the screen I just realized was being covered with the other presentation I was showing you guys. But like going back to American Express, I can show you now, like, if you invest fractional shares, like we just bought a fractional share, a dollar and some change, like a dollar and 25, six, what's this? I don't know what the hell is that. Oh, so they pay you dividends as well. Check that out. So why it's minus? So all my portfolios, whether they're private or public, it's called drip or dividends I get by these companies. So sometimes you buy a brand or buy a company and they pay you as well for being a shareholder. So they gave me 16 cents. It went back in it as investment. You see what I'm saying? And right now I bought a fractional share, a dollar 25 of this $310 company just to show you how it's done, right? So I'm just going back again, talking to you guys about this again, only because I realized that other presentation I had open was covering half of the screen. So I just wanted to run it back with guys with you right now. So um, I showed you guys the VO. Another semiconductor we were talking about AMD chip is NVIDIA that I have in the public portfolio. Out of the 289.49 of that just came by investing into this company. So currently we are 20% up and some change, right? And this is what I'm trying to say, guys. Start investing today. It's gonna benefit you guys. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but if you do your due diligence, your DDs, you can see and teach yourself, right? AI is moving in such a way right now that why wouldn't one get into it? There's no right time or wrong. Yes, would you make the gains that I made when I got into AMD when it was $100 or Nvidia when it was $100? Now it's 219. Maybe not. Maybe yes. You know, this company might go up to $400. Will it take some time? 100%. So that's what I'm trying to say, right, guys? Like right now, it's saying 260 is the highest, right? So we're still on track on there. You see what I'm saying? So now let's. Did we discuss anything else? Oh yeah, Amazon because it was covered. Let's. So the Amazon stock. Why my presentation said like Amazon AMD giving you these examples is because right now Amazon's 263. I put like again some measly amount of. This was like I said. This account is just to show examples. We only had put $15, bro. Our $15 today is almost $18. You see what I'm saying? So it's 20%. So imagine if you had put 150, 1,500, 15,000, whatever you need to put in, you put in. This portfolio is for example purposes, entertainment purposes, just to show one how to get into the market. And this portfolio of mine, I am with you on this right to show you that what I'm doing and sharing the experience with you guys, right? Saying like, bro, this is what I'm doing, blah blah blah. I can't advise you what to buy all the time. This is what I'm doing. So that's why I say it's for entertainment purposes. And I'm showing you how I'm growing the money in the public portfolio. If you watch the earlier streams, this public portfolio was like, I don't know, 5,000. You know, there was 1,000, then it became 5. Then with investing, it became 6, 7. Now we're in 8. Now we're going to hit 9, 10, and 20, and and so on. But I'm showing you with small steps, daily little amounts going in and out on the right companies which have the right fundamentals will get you there. That's all I'm doing, right? Now, again, these are the companies in my public portfolio: American Express, SoFi, Coinbase, Robinhood, the Hood, the ETF, VO, another ETF, SCHD, Microsoft, right? APH, Google, look at Google, $173 up, Nvidia, $49 up, right? Because if you're looking at the reds, look at all the greens and how much bigger they are than the reds, because my greens can overlap the reds and also some more. Meta down today $2. Adobe down today $20. CRM, Salesforce, $51 down. SPMO, another ETF, $60 up. Service now $32 up. And if you guys watch my early videos, the streams, this company was in red. Golf $5, Amazon $3 up, Nike down 7, Elf 23 down. This is a Copex ETF. So we're up a dollar and some change. DRAM and ETF all with memory, $14 up. CIBR, this is a cyber security ETF. You know, if with all the AI, you do need cyber security. So just become investing in AI and stuff. I'm also investing in the security company and an ETF, $21. Intel down 11, you know, Intel Semi, Bloom Energy down, XE down, Mars. Now, this is all to do with space ETF because I know SpaceX is trending. So I'm trying to, because you can't buy SpaceX today because it's not gone public, which is IPO. So I'm buying these ETFs, which is available to me now to capture that growth when SpaceX goes IPO, right, in June or something. So UFO, another thing, 16%. So just what I'm saying, guys. Like, although there are reds, but the reds are taking care of my growth in the greens, and greens are giving me some more. And slowly, all these will be greens as well because I'm here for the long term, right? So that's what I wanted to get on and tell you guys, bro. Like, start your journey today, right? Get your mindset right. Like, no one's here manifest. We are manifesting, but we got to put into work. Everything is manipulated. The markets, your office. If you're working for a company, bro, from the buying the goods, the cost of goods to this, to the margins, everything is kind of manipulated and when I say this is because bro, let me drink some water, bro. I've been talking, you know, it's been about what, 41 minutes, bro. That's crazy. When I say manipulated, because I come from a background where I sold stuff from, so we would manufacture it in Hong Kong, right, the product. We would then bring it to the region that I was selling in, which is MENA, Middle East and North Africa. Then we would obviously, so we're talking about logistics, shipping it from the manufacturer. So you buy an item for, let's just say, I bought this bottle of water for a dollar for easy maths, right? I bought this water for a dollar. From a dollar, and it came from Hong Kong as an example. From a dollar, then it came to me in Dubai, and I had to sell it to other companies now, other consumers around my region, which is MENA, Middle East and North Africa. Now, if I had to get it into, let's say you had a shop, right? A grocery store or Walmart or whatever, and I had to sell my bottles, empty bottles, you're not even saying it's water, just bottles, right? To be used as consumption in your house or whatever you could, whatever, fill it up with orange juice, water. And you were like, okay, um, if you want to sell in my shop, I'm going to charge you this percent to put it up as, you know, so blah, blah, blah. You understand, right? No one's, I'm not putting in a wall. Every product that you see from even Johnson and Johnson or whatever, unless it's Walmart's own brand. But if someone's in there, if you're buying Apple, Apple's paying that retailer. So from the sales, you would pay them, or you have a contract written up in your terms and conditions, like, guys, I need like 8% or 10%, and it depends on the sector, so the category of item, because electronics have lower margins, so which you will give them single digits, like maybe 4 or 5% on sales of when you sell Apple or TVs. You see what I'm saying? But like other goods might have higher 40-50%, toys might have a higher margin. So if, and that's what happens with pricing. Just because I bought it for a dollar, I had to land it, ship it, price it in, pay duties, blah blah blah. So currently this bottle, although it's like, you know, I'm sure you've seen those TikToks. Louis Vuitton cost of shoes to make or bags are $50, but they're selling in shops between 2-3 thousand and probably like 20,000. You see what I'm saying? Now that's a different example, totally different. That's when brands literally take it to the next level, and people out here saying, how is the market manipulated this way, right? Because if you like Louis Vuitton, oh, we can just price it anything, right? But when I take this example of this bottle, right, this bottle, this empty bottle, uh, if I was just selling in the blue bottle, I was just selling it, and it's a good quality, whatever. I bought it for a dollar, but at the same time, it might be priced to the consumer, the end consumer who's buying it, maybe $10 to $15, right? So what I'm saying is that if you hear things where the market's being manipulated, you know, it's being fixed, it's doing the, bro. Like I've seen it from 2015. When it fell during the pandemic, or even now recently when it fell because of the war and stuff going on, bro, I'm just buying the companies that I think. I'm just showing you over here. Like if a company's, if you look at SoFi, it's in red, right? Right? But if you go down to it, and the public portfolio, the last time I bought was May 15. Today's May 18. You see what I'm saying? I'm still buying, bro, because I believe in certain companies. I do my DDs, I do my research, right? It there's going. I've just so you know, if you're new to this part of the channel, bro, I've been buying so far when it was $7 in my private portfolio. I'm just saying that, bro. I'm not here to brag. I'm just telling you, right? So this is what I'm saying, bro. When I see good companies in bargain pricing, I'm buying, right? And you got to do what's best for you. So, guys, I want to say thank you for not just joining me, bro. You clicked on this video because you wanted to grow your income. You wanted to get your mindset to that point where your income can take you further because you're investing it. You're putting in money. Even, people all, I know certain people, including myself, where we've been buying, so like my ETFs are in DCA, dollar cost average. So I've given a standing instruction to my bank that SPMO, VOO as examples, triple Q, just keep on buying those. If the market does this, if the market does this, whatever the market's doing, I'm buying it, right? Because I can't time the market. No matter how good I get, or even if someone tells you, no, we're going to time it, bro, there's no time in the market. There's no, this, you cannot, right? And, but we can all get smarter, get in like today, yesterday, and keep on winning, right? And invest in the right companies. The companies would have, which you're buying the products. Like I'm not saying like go and buy a Starbucks or something. You got to buy the companies. Again, I can't advise you what to buy a whole or sell. Invest in the companies that you think that after doing all your DD, your due diligence, bro, it's going there, it's doing this. I'm on the earning calls, I'm on the fundamentals, I'm chatting to people, I'm in rooms as well, Jeremy. You see what I'm saying? You got to do what's best for your portfolio. There are winners out there. Like if you're in the Amazons, the Nvidias, the Microsoft, the Googles, you know, uh, you're winning already. So I want to say thank you guys, um, tuning in. This is one of my longer vids, but it's all good, bro. Stay blessed, own it, make it happen. One love.